ठीक है, lies outside this plane, then the resultant of these three vectors, that is a plus b plus c. Now this question calls for your basic knowledge of planar figures and all. तो आप लोगों को पता है अगर कोई लेट्स से सपोज करो, एक सेकंड में शेयर करता हूँ। ठीक है, अगर कोई ट्राइंगल है तो ये ट्राइंगल के जो तीनों साइड्स हैं वो सेम प्लेन में होंगे। इज दैट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if let us say this is vector a and this is vector b, then this a plus b will also be in the same plane.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now there is one more vector, vector c, which is not in the plane of abc. This a plus b, a b and a plus b के plane में नहीं है वो, it is outside this plane. ठीक है ना, which I cannot show with the help of this planar sheet that I have. आप इसको विजुलाइज करिए, देर इज वन मोर वेक्टर विच इज कमिंग आउट ऑफ इट। ठीक है, तो वो जो वेक्टर है मैं उसको a प्लस बी के साथ में, लेट्स से थर्ड वेक्टर है c, ये कोई बच्चा बीच में कौन एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन कर रहा है? Okay, now let me again explain. So you have one vector, you have another vector, and then you have the resultant of the two. Okay, so this is vector a, this is vector b, and this is a plus b. Okay, now vector c is not in the plane of this triangle, it is somewhere outside. So let's say I get into the plane of that vector which contains a plus b as well as that vector c. Okay, so let's say I make some separate diagram. So this is my a plus b, and then I may have some vector c which is not in the plane of this triangle. इस triangle के plane में नहीं है वो. ठीक है, तो जब मैं इन तीनों को join करूँगा, so when I wish to find out the resultant of a plus b with c, do you think that this will be zero in any case? No, it can never be zero. This cannot be a null vector. Is it clear? For it to be a null vector, the c has to lie in the plane of a, b, c. A, b and a plus b के plane में होना चाहिए. If you want this to be zero, क्या possibility है? Your vector should be, vector c should be exactly opposite of a plus b. तो अगर ये आपका वेक्टर c है लेट अस से, और वेक्टर c a प्लस b से एंटी पैरेलल हो जाए, ठीक है ना, अगर आपका वेक्टर c becomes equal to the anti parallel of a plus b, is it clear? Then only your a plus b plus c will be zero, otherwise not. And for that to happen, c should be in the plane of a and b, and in the question it is given that it is out of the plane. Do you get this? किसी को डाउट है अब?
No, sir.
Good. Now next question is question number 7.
Excuse me, sir.
हाँ, बोलो बेटा.
तो सर फिफ्थ का करेक्ट आंसर क्या है?
फिफ्थ का करेक्ट आंसर क्या है?
बी.
कैन नॉट बी 0.
ओके सर.
क्लियर? फिफ्थ का है बी. Now let's look at question number 7. Forces F1 and F2 act on a point mass in two mutually perpendicular directions. The resultant force on this point mass will be under root of F1 square plus F2 square. इसमें किसको डाउट है यार? What kind of question is this? देखो अब इसमें क्या करना है. दो फोर्सेस लग रहे हैं म्यूचुअली परपेंडिकुलर डायरेक्शन में. एक फोर्स F1 है, एक फोर्स F2 है. इनके बीच का एंगल 90 डिग्री है. तो जो रिजल्टेंट होगा वो किस डायरेक्शन में होगा? यू हैव टू शिफ्ट द वेक्टर्स इन सच अ वे दैट दे आर इन द सेम ऑर्डर. तो ये F1 है और ये F2 है. मान लो ऐसा ये F2 है, ये F1 वेक्टर है और ये इनके मैग्नीट्यूड्स है F1 F2. तो जो रिजल्टेंट होगा वो इधर आएगा इन दिस डायरेक्शन. और यू कैन से लाइक दिस. इसका मैग्नीट्यूड क्या होगा F1 प्लस F2 का? दिस इज रिजल्टेंट ऑफ F1 प्लस F2. इसका मैग्नीट्यूड क्या होगा? अंडर रूट ऑफ F1 स्क्वायर प्लस F2 स्क्वायर प्लस 2 F1 F2 cos 90 which is 0. So this is the resultant of F1 vector plus F2 vector. Is it clear? The next question is 9th. Okay. So let us say this one is your which direction? East direction. The first displacement is 12 meters towards east. Okay, so let's say it started from this place and it went up to 12 meters. So ये आपका 12 मीटर है. Is it clear? Then it went 5 meters north. तो ये मेरा ईस्ट डायरेक्शन था लेटर से और ये मेरा नॉर्थ डायरेक्शन है. ईस्ट एंड नॉर्थ दे आर म्यूचुअली परपेंडिकुलर. ओके, तो ये नॉर्थ ईस्ट वेस्ट साउथ दैट इज ऑल इन द हॉरिजॉन्टल प्लेन. तो अब मैंने यहाँ से कितना मूव किया? 5 मीटर मूव किया. इज दैट क्लियर? So this is my 5 meter. Okay, so what is my total displacement till now? It will be this much. It will be in the horizontal plane. So that is 13 meter. Now I decide to go vertically up. So this is my vertical. So this is my vertically up direction, right? So my last displacement is in this direction, perpendicular to this plane. Do you understand that this angle is also perpendicular to the horizontal plane? This direction is perpendicular to both this one as well as this one. Okay. So this is one horizontal plane. And then this is out of that plane. Can you visualize? Now what is this?
Yes, sir, got it.
This is now 6 meter. Okay, now you have to find the final displacement of all the three. Is it clear? So this is something in the oblique direction. It is not in the horizontal plane or vertical plane. It is a combination of both. So this term will be written as 13 square plus 6 square. That should be your answer. Is this clear? This is a clear case of understanding of triangle law of acceleration.
Yes.
स्केल हेड मेथड को आपको समझना है. Okay, now let's do the next problem. ठीक है, raise hand who can do it.
So which question?
Question number 11.
Okay, sir.
या कौन एक्सप्लेन करेगा? ध्वनिल.
सर अगर ए और बी एंटी पैरेलल होंगे तो सी का मैग्नीट्यूड दोनों से कम हो सकता है. जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल A4 है और B3 है और दोनों एंटी पैरेलल है तो सी का मैग्नीट्यूड 1 होगा जो दोनों से कम है.
किसी को समझ में आया? सक्षम तुम बताओ बेटा.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we are not given the magnitude of A and B, so we can't tell that it is always greater than it or they are equal or never equal to it. So the only possible way to have that A could be less than B or greater than B, and A could be more than B and equal to it.
Yes. So option A, that is C is always greater than A, could be proven wrong by number of cases. So let me show you. Let's say this is your first vector, vector A. Okay, and your vector B is somewhere here. Then your resultant will be less than that. Is it clear? So you cannot say that it is always greater than A. Okay, it is possible to have C less than A and C less than B. Yes, we can create a situation. Okay, let's say your second vector is here. So this is A and this is B. And this will be your magnitude of vector C. So the magnitude of C is less than A, sorry, C is less than A and C is also less than B. So option B is correct. It could be correct. C is always equal to A plus B. C is never equal to A plus B. So the other two options are incorrect. Correct answer is B. Okay. Now let's do the next problem. So let me remind you of the situation that these two vectors can produce a resultant of maximum value or the minimum value. Okay, so that we have already done earlier. I'll just remind you that if let's say your vector C is given by resultant of A and B, then the magnitude of C is given by under root of A square plus B square plus twice of AB cos theta. Okay. And the value of C has to lie between mod of A minus B and A plus B. Okay, this we had already done. Now, if you look at the options, option A is very much possible. Yes or no? They are asking which is not possible. So option A is possible. 10 plus 10 is 20 and 10 minus 10 is 0. And this third vector lies between the other two vectors. Okay. Option B is also possible. 10 plus 10, let's say both are parallel, then 20 will be the resultant of the two. So this is also possible. Okay. Now option C, 20 and 10 gives rise to 30. Okay. And 20 and 10, 20 minus 10 is 10. So this value of 23 lies between 10 and 30. So this is also possible. Now let's look at the third option. Fourth option. Fourth option is 40, 20 comma 10. Now, this is not possible in any case such that it gives you 0. Because even if these two, 10 and 20, they are in the same direction, the maximum value that you will get is 30. So there is no possibility of getting 40. Is it clear? So the correct answer is B.
Sir, but if we take it in the form of resultant, like C is equals to A plus B, then wouldn't it be wrong? Because the question says that these are three forces, separate forces which act on a body.
Yes.
So we can't take the third force as the resultant of 2, right?
It has to be opposite in direction, but equal to that magnitude. If you want the three forces to have resultant as 0, what will happen is, I'll show you it with the help of a diagram. Just wait.
तो ट्रायंगल ही फॉर्म नहीं होगा.
Let's say this is your vector A. Okay, one of the vectors, magnitude A. The other vector will be, let's say, vector B. Then, if the third vector is opposite to the resultant of 2, is it clear? If your third vector is opposite to the resultant of the 2, so what will be the resultant of A and B? This one. So this is your A plus B vector. Yes. And this vector C is, let us say, anti-parallel to the resultant of A plus B. Then what will you get? A plus
0.
B plus C as null vector. You should not say 0. The magnitude is 0, but it is still a vector. Is it clear? So if the magnitude of A plus B, if the magnitude of A plus B lies between A minus B and A plus B, that same thing will apply if I replace this term with C. Yes or no? A plus B and C, they are just anti-parallel, but they are equal in magnitude. Then only they will cancel out each other. Does it make sense? Now let's say you draw a circle of radius 23. Okay.